So Samuel actually moved to Houston and lived with me in my home, as well as Pete and Kerwin Brown. And that was just one CD or maybe two when we did that, but they moved in with me. I'd go to work during the day, we'd rehearse at night. They would work on things during the day while I was at work again, and we would kind of repeat that process. But Sam was just great to play with. He's super well known in Sweden. I think he's the #1 guitar player in all of Sweden. And he played like that. He could play any kind of style, but he also definitely had a uniqueness to him. The way he played, he was just definitely unique and great, and fun to be around. But in terms of his playing, consummate professional, just fun and easy to play with, but also great to hang out with. A really great opportunity to play with him. The unique thing about Sean is he's a multi-talented fella. He plays the bass, he plays the guitar, and can play them both really well. And it's real creative the way he plays. With Sean, we didn't pre-write a lot of the music. We did some of that was improvised in the studio, and that's where he really did a great job. He was just really good at just listening and trying to come up with his own ideas, but was really multi-talented, and that's what we really liked about him, is he was all over the place. And a fun guy to hang out with too. Very nice, and he was pretty cool to be with. Yeah, Mahavishnu Orchestra, he's another one that I knew of as a kid. You know, I just loved his electric violin, and we knew that he had the ability to play the stuff that we were gonna send to him. The style of music was perfect for him. And just a wonderful guy to play with, and did a great job, studied up, and was ready to go on day one. It's a little bit more violin based, a little bit easier music. I think part of that was because of the song for Mimi that was about my mother. And it was a song written after her passing, and that had kind of just happened, so I think that was maybe why the tone was the way it was for that album. So Pete was very aware, obviously, of my mom and what had happened with her, and it was while we were recording that these things happened. But Pete wrote that song on his own, didn't tell me about it. We never rehearsed it, and that nothing happened regarding that song until we were in Germany, and he said, hey, I wrote this song for your mother, and here it is. And he did the piano part first, and then we overdubbed all the other parts. But the piano was done alone. Then I overdubbed, and so did everybody else. But we were not aware of that song until he played it in the studio. So it was real nice for me because it was about my mother, and it was a great tune. Part of the idea behind that song, we wanted to honor my mom and dad a little bit with that song, in that the videos that are shown in the music video are places they love to travel throughout life. For example, London, New York, Paris. They just loved Switzerland. They loved Germany. So a lot of the places that they loved to visit were used in the video. Well, yeah, that album in particular in Germany seemed to have a little bit more of that 70s style fusion, a little bit more old school. We probably used more vintage keyboards than other scenarios. But the music there's a little unique in that it's more from the 70s era. It's about the most thing I can say about that. We weren't trying to copy anybody, but it just turned out that it had a little bit more of that vintage sound than some of the other stuff we recorded.